How one ancient city solved a modern problem. Imagine a city, so large and crowded that every tree and every drop of oil matters. A city with no landfills, no fossil fuels, no easy way to import resources from somewhere else. A city where running out wasn't a future problem. It was an immediate one. Most cities facing this kind of pressure collapse. They overconsume. They pollute their surroundings. They grow faster than their resources can support. Eventually, the system breaks. But this city didn't break. Instead, it adapted. And in doing so, it solved a problem we still struggle with today. Population growth has always been dangerous for cities. More people means more food, more fuel, more housing, more waste. For most of history, the solution was simple but destructive. Expand outward. Extract more resources. Throw away what you no longer need. That approach works, until it doesn't. This city didn't have that luxury. Geography limited expansion. Technology limited extraction. And importing massive amounts of resources wasn't realistic. So instead of asking, how do we get more? Its people asked a very different question. How do we waste less? That single shift changed everything. In this city, waste wasn't treated as something useless. It was treated as something unfinished. Paper wasn't thrown away after one use. It was collected, repaired, and reused again and again. Clothing wasn't replaced every season. It was carefully mended, resized, and passed down. Fabric could live multiple lives before finally wearing out. Even food waste had value. Organic scraps were collected and sent back to farms, where they became fertilizer to grow the next harvest. What we call garbage today was once a critical part of the system. Entire professions existed just to recover value from used materials. Repair specialists, collectors, resellers, recyclers. This wasn't a side activity. It was a major part of the economy. The city didn't run on endless growth. It ran on circulation. What made this system remarkable wasn't advanced technology. There were no machines optimizing efficiency. No algorithms tracking resources. No modern energy sources powering it all. What made it work was culture. Repair wasn't seen as a sign of poverty. It was seen as responsibility. Reusing items wasn't inconvenient. It was normal. Excess consumption wasn't admired. It was quietly discouraged. Status didn't come from owning the newest things. It came from maintaining what you already had. Objects were designed to last because people expected them to last. And because replacement wasn't assumed, durability mattered. As a result, the city stayed stable for generations. Not perfect. Not luxurious by modern standards. But functional. Streets stayed relatively clean. Food systems remained reliable. The economy stayed active without exhausting its environment. All without modern science or modern energy. Today, when we talk about sustainability, we often frame it as a futuristic challenge. Something that requires new inventions, new technologies, new breakthroughs. But history tells us something uncomfortable. We already know how to live this way. We've done it before. The problem isn't that we lack solutions. It's that we built systems optimized for convenience instead of durability. For speed instead of resilience. For short-term growth instead of long-term survival. Modern cities aren't failing because we don't know better. They're failing because knowing better is harder than doing what's easy. This ancient city doesn't give us a perfect blueprint. Our world is larger, more complex, more connected. But it does give us proof. Proof that large populations don't automatically require endless waste. Proof that economies can thrive without constant extraction. Proof that culture matters just as much as technology. Sometimes, progress isn't about inventing something new. It's about remembering something old. And realizing that the future we're trying to build may already be hidden in the past.